Hey friend, longer podcast. It's all about a wonderful skill you have, wonderful skill I have, wonderful skill everyone has, and we don't use it enough. And you never wear it out. And the guess this, it's bloody free. And it'll make such a mega difference, an extreme difference in your life if you use it more. Interested in that? Have a listen after this. Hey, this is the Personal Development Unplugged podcast, where we use hypnosis. Yeah, hypnosis. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Don't worry what it is. It's just a mass of processes that we're going to get you to change. Change to let go of anxiety, low self-esteem, and create massive supreme inner confidence. But that's confidence in your competence and competence in your confidence, which means you can do anything and be safe, to enjoy the world as it should be, with you at the helm, creating the life that you want. That's what this podcast is about. You, and being the best you could be, singing from your real voice, aligned with your mission, aligned with your passions. That's what it's about. So if you're interested in letting go of anxiety, if you're interested in letting go of fear, guilt, all those blooming syndromes, imposter syndromes, and every little bit of the mind which is negative, then have a listen here, because we've got some wonderful processes and lots of good conversations between you and me to get us both thinking in such wonderful ways. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Just take the chance to have a listen.
This is Personal Development Unplugged with Paul Clough.
In simplicity, there is genius.
In simplicity, there is genius.
Oh my lordy. I don't know why I said that. I said it before I started recording. Just seemed a nice thing to say. And what I wanted to say today in this longer podcast is, you, me, we both have a wonderful skill. In fact, we were both born with it. And it's a skill that no one can control. Only you. But, and there's a but here, but you see, there's a lot of people that try to control it. The media, maybe your friends, unwittingly. Maybe you're not so friends, wittingly. Social media, news, even podcasts. Maybe one like this. I don't try to control it. I'd like to guide you in it, to use it more, which is what I'm doing now. So what is it? What is this bloody skill that you've got? That I've got, you've got, everyone's got? Have a think. Maybe you could picture it in your mind. Can you picture it in your mind? Can you think of it? Have you got it? It's your imagination. Simple as that. And it is simple, but it is yours. No one can take it away from you, and you can use it whenever and however you want. And your thinking goes with it. They go hand in hand, I think. Your imagination may start your thinking off, your musing, your curiosity, or your curiosity and your thinking might spur your imagination off. Doesn't matter which, because they go hand in hand like beliefs and values. And if you look around now, look around right now, wherever you are, doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. Look around right now. Everything you see around you, every bloody thing. And that's not a generalization, because it's true. This is true. Everything that you see around you was first thought of and imagined. It was an idea. It was pictured in someone's mind. They thought about it. And then it evolved into reality. And that's everything. So imagination to me and thinking is the seed of everything. And it's little things. It doesn't have to be big things. Everything you see around you, just tiny, tiny little things. I'm looking around my desk now, the bottle of water. the pen. Just wrap it. I've got wrapping paper here, bubble wrap, to keep my computer warm in the winter and keep it dust free. But it was all imagination. Then there's the bigger things. The thing I'm looking at, this lovely big screen, computer, the internet, the TV, the radio. All started with a seed of an idea, a thought, and that became imagined into something even bigger. And to me, one of the biggest and my best example, because I love it so much, was Disney. To me, and I know there's bigger examples, I'm sure there is, but to me that's the biggest example of one man's imagination, one man's thought, and how it expanded and evolved into something absolutely magical. And it goes around the world, the movies, everything. That to me is the power of imagination, the power of thought. And put them together and boom. And you can see it in children, because it starts the day you were born-ish. I'm not a medical person, but I'm sure it does. But you see little children play. They can be anything, anywhere, do anything in their mind. You see them playing on the floor, they're talking to themselves, they're playing. Cardboard box is not a cardboard box to them. They can imagine anything. So when you can do it that good, that young, and then never be able to wear it out. Them out. I say them because the thoughts and the imagination, you can never wear either of those two out. But the thing is, I don't think we always use them. We start off using them quite freely, really freely as a child. You know, people call it childlike imagination because that has no limits, no boundaries. It's only when we become a bloody adult that we put a boundary on that bloody thought of ours, boundary on our imagination. Oh, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe then they get all those syndromes come in. But you can't wear it out. And this is where I'm getting. We forget in those simple things that if we just keep using them, they will get better, richer. And what will happen when we use our imagination more? What will happen if we use our thought and thinking process more? Those ideas will come to fruition, won't they? And life will become rich, not just for us, for other people. And there are so many different uses for thought. Just thinking. Journaling. Puzzle booking. I don't know if that's a term now, but it is in my mind, puzzle booking. Using a lovely puzzle book to just contemplate, to muse. Meditation. Just sitting. Talking. Listening. And listening on the inside, listening on the outside. So this is pretty well endless, isn't it? Everything and anything can be part of, and probably starts with imagination, starts with a thought, the pictures in your mind, the words, the sounds, maybe a conversation in your mind. And the imagination, that seems to be totally entwined. And sometimes it just starts by itself, doesn't it? And that's pretty magical. You could be sitting there and all of a sudden, you're in another world, aren't you? Or is that just me? And that's without any drugs. And I don't take drugs, by the way, but you have this wonderful skill. To me, you don't need drugs for this. You just need to practice. Get enthused by it. Curious about it. And you see, I think we take them just for granted. I know I do. I say we because generalisation. And it's probably me. But do you think it's you? Have a think. Do you ever think about how wonderful this skill is? But the thing is, when we do cultivate, you see people who do writing, art, they're cultivating their imagination, their thoughts, and look at what happens when they do. And the thing is, the more we cultivate them both, the thinking, the imagination, we practice them, they just seem to get better, don't they? And other things happen too. We get more curious of what can be achieved maybe. And that's limitless. And the more we do it, the more curious we get, the more opportunities we see. Synchronicity comes in. Bloody serendipity is a beautiful, magical thing that just happens to smack you between the eyes and go, look at this. Now have a think about that. Now picture that in your mind. How far can you take it? There's examples everywhere if you choose to search them out, to look for them. And you don't have to look far. You don't have to just set that intention. I mean, I use both in my NLP, my hypnosis, and my timeline. When I speak to clients, I get them to use their imagination, because hypnosis and things like that, as I said before, it's not a do to, it's a do with, and I can guide an unconscious mind and a conscious mind to begin to think, to begin to imagine a world, what people want, that client wants. How would it be if that core issue, the issue they have or had, thought they had, was to disappear? And if it was to disappear right now, what would your world look like? What would it be like? How would you feel? What would you say? What would you believe? How bright would the world be? That's what we do. So we can use people's imaginations. And yeah, it's not control, it is guiding. But it's getting people to realize, yeah, I can see that. Because sometimes, like with hypnosis and NLP, seeing clients, my clients' worlds are like with a veil. They can't quite see clearly because of that bloody issue. But as soon as we pull the veil away, we can see anything, do anything, release anything, become anything in our mind. And now we can work towards that. We can use it. And you can, to speak to your unconscious mind, to get an understanding. And in fact, here's a quick example. Yesterday, I was doing a coaching call and I talked about what would it be like when that one particular feeling was to disappear and there was a belief attached to it, a limiting belief to disappear. How would that be? And this client said, well, it'd be total freedom. It would be awesome. I'd have so much feeling, I'd just be awesome, Paul. Freedom would be it. So I just said, can you see your life with that freedom? She said, oh yeah, absolutely, positive. I can see anything. And so what we did, we just said, right, every hour of your waking day, you're going to set an alarm on your phone, do something. And every hour, just for 30 seconds, you're going to imagine this freedom again. Imagine it so deeply, so richly, just for 30 seconds. And finish off with the words, this or something better. And then let it go. Let it go into your unconscious mind. Let it go into the ether, the whatever you want to call it, the acacia field, the multiverse, the universe. Let that feelings go on the inside and the outside. And you do it every hour. And you go, why would you do that, Paul? Well, if nothing else, for 30 seconds every hour, you're feeling absolutely fucking awesome. Excuse me swearing, but you are. You will. She will. They will. Didn't say the word. And it just will change their world. Because their unconscious mind is suddenly going to start saying, oh, this feels good. And it's going to start getting, especially when you say this or something better, and you cannot help using your imagination and going, well, I've got this feeling. Where could I use it? What would it be like to have this feeling when I'm with my partner? What would it like to have this feeling when I'm with my family? Maybe a son or daughter, with mum and a dad, brother, sister, friends, lovers, anybody. And you can't help but imagine what it would be like. And when you do that, you just go, this is awesome. And your unconscious mind will realize how safe you are when you're feeling this level of freedom. So that's what this podcast is all about. This particular episode is, I just want to encourage you to think, to muse, to imagine even more. But imagine what you want more of, what you want to do, feel, see, who you want to do it with. Maybe it's alone, maybe with friends, maybe with that one special person. Maybe it's with your wonderful pet. I don't know. But it doesn't matter because it's your imagination. I just want you to do it more. And the thing is, I want you to have that childlike curiosity. None of that bloody adult stuff. No holding back. Just remember, this is limitless. And it's mine. And when you imagine it and you think about it, feel it. And that's the thing I want to add to it. Make sure you feel how good this is. And you see, I make notes around pages on this. And one of them, my meta view was, we just forget the simple things. Just let's remind ourselves. Let's remind ourselves of the simple things. Because I do think we forget about this thing called our mind, our imagination, our thoughts. And you see, to me, what I wanted to tell you was the most simple thing in the world, staring you in plain sight, hiding in plain sight, is sharing this wonder. Because I had to remind myself, which I did, and then I wanted to remind you. And I want you to remind yourself every hour. And I'd love you to feel that you can just say to yourself, I want to do this. I'm just going to keep feeling good and doing what I can do because it's easy. And the more you do it and the more you start feeling good, guess what? If you have any issues, I bet, I'm not a betting man, but if I did bet, they would begin to subside. They'd probably give you space for clarity. They'd certainly give you an idea of how you want to be and where you want to go. And the thing is, I think you'll create so much. You'll find different things to do, pastimes, hobbies, maybe things that will change your career, your relationships. And the one thing, as we say so much, you'll never know how far the ripples of change will go because they will affect every different context of your life. And I thought to myself, this is so important to me too. Just to remember a simple thing. I need to remind myself too. And the thing is, closing all of this type of thing is, and I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more. So I can feel I just want to do more about the imagination. Because you see, when you remember what you think about most of the time, you get whether you like it or not. We've seen that happen. On the negative side, when you think about negative things happening, most of the time, guess what? Negative shit comes and hits you in the eyes. Well, not. It's a metaphor, by the way. But you could change that slightly. What you imagine and feel most of the time, you get whether you like it or not. And you do like it. Because you will. Because what you imagine and feel most of the time, when you do it deliberately, with intention. And I was going to say, well, just for a moment, why don't you just try it? Just try it. But the thing is, I don't want you to try. I don't want you to try it. What, Cluffy? You don't want to try what you've just spent, I don't know, the last 20 odd minutes talking about? Yeah, I don't want you to try it. Because if you're going to try it, you're going to, some people say try means fail. And it sometimes does. I often have a client who will come along and say, well, yeah, I'd love to try this hypnosis thing, this hypnotherapy. And I go, okay, so we'll set an appointment for Monday and I'll try to be there for 10 o'clock. And they go, what do you mean you'll try to be here? So, well, we're either going to be here and do it or we're going to try. So that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to try. I just want you to do it. And the whole point of this is it's fucking free. Excuse me swearing, but I'm just passionate about this now. I want you to get and be and have whatever you want. I want to support you in everything. And when you get this Imagine really rocking, yeah, there'll be a few obstacles in the way. And they're the things you can tell me about. Hey, Paul, I've got this little bit of an obstacle. Can you help me with the process? Can you do this? And then we've got another episode. And more people can be free too. More people can have a richer life. Wouldn't that be brilliant? So go do this and make that muscle, the imagination muscle, work, grow, and the thoughts will come with it. And then do the things you think about and you imagine. Oh, it's brilliant. It is brilliant. I hope you like that. I did. I love talking about that. I want to talk about it more. I will do. And if you did, let me know. Just like I just mentioned, at feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Lovely little email, quite long really, but only comes to me. So there's that one. And as ever, you see, it's a lovely thing to share, isn't it? Sharing is caring. And when you share, you learn more by. But even if you learn that what a wonderful person you are, even more. So please share this episode with everybody. Because when they start to imagine good things, your world will get better too. And when you share your imagination, their world will get better too. So please share this episode to everyone you know. It'd be awesome if you did. Let's grow. Let's grow. And I wonder what it'd be like for you, your conscious mind, and your unconscious mind to simply surprise yourself. Maybe the unconscious mind to surprise your conscious mind. Just how free you could imagine wonderful things and feel wonderful. Always surprise yourself to feel happy for no reason, curious for no reason. And just imagine what that would be like. Anyway, it's time to fly, my friend. I love this. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.